and my stance on abortion gets a little gray when you start coming up to partial birth or late-term abortions.
Yeah. The late term is where that's a baby that can survive outside. And that's where.
But unlike you, I'm pro-choice, though.
Yeah, it's a tough. So how do you when you say pro-choice, that means the current law is configured the way you think it ought to be? Is this its most libertarian configuration, or where do you think the law is right now?
Well, the Partial Birth Abortion Act of 2003 prohibited a form of late-term abortion called a partial birth abortion, and that rule was upheld. That was upheld in Gonzalez v. Carhart.
And that is a particular kind of late-term abortion, which involves, I think, destroying the baby and taking it, in a brutal type of a way. I didn't know there was other kinds. I didn't know there's different kinds of late-term abortion. Some I can imagine would be necessary if really there was a health threat to the mother, and that's what I think a very common pro-choice argument is made. But I hear that the argument on the other side, on the pro-life side, being that a small percentage of these late-term abortions are really for health reasons. Can you comment on those?
Well, the ones that are for health reasons, they should let them have the abortion because the health of the mother must supersede that of the unborn fetus.
Mm-hmm. And for the ones that are late term, and I know I don't want to try to pin you down because it's hard to come up with all the technical scenarios, But the pro-choicers will, on the most hardline pro-choice, they would allow abortion of any kind of baby up to the moment that it's about to be born. So that's, I guess, would be the strongest pro-choice position. And you're wanting to come back from that, and you agree with the partial birth abortion ban?
I can't. I'm not sure that I agree or not, because it gets so dicey. I mean, what about cases where the woman was raped, but the woman is in good health and could easily have the baby?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, rape and incest is also a defense I've heard a lot there, and I don't know that there's any laws on the books that are particular to rape and incest, because I think the existing law covers that, and so there hasn't been a reason to, not that I know of anyway, to try to discriminate just for that. Are you aware of a particular law that's tried to allow it just for rape and incest? I mean, I guess that would have to go pre Roe v. Wade to be a valid law.
Yeah. Yes, it would.
Yeah. Okay. So that's. Now here's another one. Just now that we're segueing a little bit. Well, before we segue about the assassination, one last point that. I think that if you believe that right to life is important, I mean, even if you knew a guy was an abortionist, and even if you knew it was illegal and he was doing it, you still don't have the right to go shoot him. It's like
no, you don't.
You have. I could imagine you if he was about to perform an abortion, you might think that you could go up and try to prevent it, and use force to prevent, if it's imminent, it's about to happen in front of you, if you really believe that was a murder about to take place. But just to preemptively shoot the guy or shoot him for what he's done in the past, I mean, doesn't hold water legally either way. So it's obviously
no, it does not. And for those of us that are not law enforcement officers, it's not our job to do that.
Right. Right. So that radical tactic is doing nothing to help the pro-life movement there.
No, it's not.
Right.
It's setting them back, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And my mother's pro-life. She said as much, and she's a very strong pro-lifer. And she said, "No, that's nothing but bad. It's not helping at all." Now, maybe a good place to segue then in abortion in general, because children get involved, meaning under less than 18 years old, I believe is still, just your basic child. I don't know. I'm not sure how the law recognizes it, but if you're under 18, there has been laws put forward for parental notification, and I generally agree with those. I'm libertarian, but I'm also for strong parental rights and not allowing kids to make big life decisions without the parent involved. Where do you come down on that? On where kids under 18 are getting abortions? Do you have a different view of the law on that?
Well, it seems to me that the parents should be notified. However, you can forge the parental consent forms and get around that.
Yeah.
It's certainly a decision that would weigh heavily on somebody of any age. So certainly, we don't even allow our kids to drink until they're 21. So why would this be any different?
Yeah, and that's interesting. I wasn't thinking of going there yet, but if this is true about the enforceability of a lot of these laws, we got into this in drugs, and we get into it in prostitution, and now we get into it in abortion too. You outlaw it, it's still going to happen. And I don't know the statistics, but obviously there was a huge number of abortions happening before Roe v. Wade.
Right.
I'm not sure the statistics, but certainly the health of people getting abortions is much better. Your risk of getting having a bad side effect from an abortion are much lower now that it's legalized, because it's controlled medical practice. So I could see that argument on that side.